Hey guys, this is Candy and welcome back to Yardie's Kitchen. Yes, today we are going to do another very interesting video, and this is a crowd favorite. Yes, if you are a Jamaican in particular or an Ireland person in general, yeah, you are going to love today's video. So we are going to be making a delicious pot of stew peas. Yes, but guess what? I'm going to be making it a little bit unconventional and a little bit non-traditional, as you know we do all the time. So stick and stay if you want to see what are my little tips and tricks and how this one is going to take it up a whole entire notch. Yeah, Yardie TV, stick and stay with us as we get right into our stew peas video. All right, guys, so right here we have the most important part of your stew peas, which is the meats. Yes, and the two meats that we're using today is we have our oxtails, and we have chicken. All right. Yeah, so we have oxtails and chicken, and in the container I have pretty much 3 leg and thighs and about 8 pieces of oxtail. So that's all it will be by way of meat, and it's already washed with vinegar, cut up, cleaned and everything. So I'm just gonna go right into the seasoning process, and I'm not gonna hold back in terms of the seasoning because it is not salted. It's not those pre-salted meats that we're used to using, the pig's tail and the salt beef and whatnot. So you can go ahead and generously add your seasonings. All right, so I'm adding some garlic powder. All right, and to that we're gonna be adding our favorite seasoning, Laurie's seasoned salt. I also have a little bit of cilantro pepper, a new find and favorite. Add that in. All right, and we also have some minced onion or onion flakes. Oops. Just season the thing generously. All right, you want flavor in your stew peas. All right, flavor with it. All right, so now I'm gonna be adding some black pepper. We have some ground black pepper. All right, so I'm also adding some garlic, and I have about 5 of them, but I'm just cutting them maybe in 2 or 3 pieces because this is gonna be cooked in our pressure cooker, right? So all of this is gonna be, cooked out, and flavor will be added, so you don't have to worry about cutting it up too small. And as you can see, I already had a piece of thyme there, which I will also be dumping into my pressure cooker. Of course, we have allspice or pimento seeds, so let me put a couple of those, about 6 or so. And I definitely do love the flavor of whole cloves, but you don't want to put too much because it's a very intense flavor. So maybe let's start with about 3. Yeah, 3 of those are good. All right, so with that said, let's go ahead and incorporate the flavors by just using a spoon or your hand, whichever one you choose, to mix it in. I'm choosing to use a spoon because guess why? I don't feel like to mess up my hand today, just saying. All right, so mix that in, and I'm gonna add a little bit of oil. Let me just add a little bit of oil. All right, so let me add a little bit of oil, and the oil just helps the seasoning to absorb into the meat better. So that's why I'm adding a little bit of oil. All right, so you can just allow that to sit for maybe 30 or so minutes. It's not absolutely necessary, to be honest, because you're gonna actually be dumping it into water to pressure. So, but I'm gonna leave it for 30 minutes or so, just so the flavors can be incorporated properly into the meat. You see me? All right, so hold on, don't go no place. We will be right back. Okay, guys, so it has been 30 minutes and I believe it's adequately marinated. Yeah, and we have our pressure cooker here. We have the New Wave pressure cooker. Yes, and this is the insert for it. So I'm gonna just add the meat. I'm adding only the oxtails initially, and then once it is pretty much cooked, I'm gonna add the chicken, because we all know that chicken takes way less time to cook than oxtails. So that is why I'm adding the oxtails first. It makes sense, right? Oops, make a lot of sense. All right, so as I said, it wasn't much oxtails, not many oxtails at all, so it is what it is. But we work with a food budget plan, because we all know that oxtail, the price of it is through the roof for whatever reason. I don't know what kind of luxury is behind the cow, why the tail is so dear, but it don't make no sense to me. Anyway, so this is another thing that is different. Yes, I am using lima bean. Let me see if I can show you. This is what the lima bean looks like. They are flatter, however they are also red. So I'm using a cup of lima beans. I might eventually add another can of kidney beans. Who to tell? Let me see what this does. But yeah, I'm just gonna put this on to start the ball rolling. Let me add the thyme. Yes, why not? More flavor, and of course the pieces of garlic. I'm adding those to the water too, because not only does the garlic add flavor, but garlic is a natural tenderizer. All right, so that is why. All right, so all right, let me just assemble this and start the pressure cooking process. Yeah, and then we will be back. All right, so now that it's on, I'm gonna actually put it on not beans, because we have, okay, I'm gonna put it on meat and stew, and then you hit start, and it's gonna preheat for however long, and then it will, you know, start to pressure. Yeah. Okay guys, so I allowed it to cook for 40 minutes, which is the recommended time based on the machine, the pressure cooker. Yeah, so this definitely looks like it's cooked for the most part. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna add the chicken in. Well, let me test it first and see. Oops. So the chicken, the oxtail is totally cooked. They recommended 40 minutes. I don't know why. Maybe I should have only done it for maybe 30 minutes or even 20 minutes and then check on it. But anyway, so the oxtail is totally cooked. So what I'm gonna do is start cooking it on the stove top now with the peas and the chicken, and then once the chicken is cooked, then I will add back the oxtails. Yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. Smells so good. Smell really, 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 really good. Alright, so I'm just taking out the oxtails and then I'm gonna add the chicken. Josh is gonna be happy about this because even I really like the pigtail and the chicken foot and the oxtail and all these things. So he's gonna be game to eat the chicken. Alright, so now we're gonna just add it. Alright, so after about 15 minutes I'm checking the pot now and the chicken is pretty much ready, you know. Yeah, so my next step now is to get my seasonings prepared. I definitely need to add my fresh seasonings. It's a must for the stew peas. So I'm gonna grab my onion. Yes, I'm using a half of an onion. You can use the amount that you wish to use, to your liking. Just rough chopping the onion because everything is pretty much supposed to just mash out in your stew peas. So just chop and chop and chop away. All right, I have some garlic cloves here that I'm also chopping up. 3 cloves is fine, but again, use whatever you like. Yeah. And my herb, yeah, thyme is a must. And of course, your scallion, yes, nice for flavor. And also, the nice greenery in the stew peas. Just take it to another level. All right, so I realized that I needed more peas. So yes, I'm adding I'm adding 1 can of the extra dark red kidney bean. And that should help to, give the pot a little bit more color. So I'm mixing that around. And I'm just gonna leave it to do its thing for another few minutes. Alright, so of course, if you're making stew peas, regardless of what kind of stew peas, spinach is a must. So that's what I'm gonna do now. Just put in some flour, salt, and water to make the dough. And then once you're ready to bubble down the pot, you add your spinach. So making spinach is simple. Once you add the water to the flour and the salt, then you're gonna just use either the spoon or your hands to knead it until you get this dough. You don't want the dough to be too soft, you don't want it to be too tough, just right. All right, so you're gonna just pinch off a small piece of the dough and just rub it between the palms of your hand, and then you'll get a small long dumpling that you add to the stew peas. Now, not only is it delicious in the stew peas, but it also serves to thicken the stew peas at this point. So the gluten or the flour will help to give the pot the correct consistency that you want it to have. All right, so I'm just adding those. All right, guys, so very critical and key to any stew peas pot is coconut milk. Now, you can choose to use coconut straight from the husk that you grate and juice, or the one from the can, but I'm using the powdered form. I'm just adding some water to reconstitute it, and the flavor from this is just as potent, I can tell you that. Anyway, so we're adding it to the stew peas now. And once you add the spinners and the coconut milk, put a pepper on top. Trust me, flavors are going to come together. And voila, we are all done. After an extra 15 minutes, the pot was ready. And this is a delicious dinner. Now, if you're a traditional Jamaican person, stew peas is probably one of the things that you would cook religiously every week in your household. Some families have specific days that they cook this particular dish. Some people do it on Wednesdays and whatnot. But yeah, it is amazing. We served it with some white rice, which is the most common thing to serve stew peas with, and we just garnish and supplement it with some veggies on the side. And yeah, who can test? Delicious stew peas is the best. Yardie Belly TV, like, subscribe, comment down below and let us know what's your favorite thing to put in your stew peas. And stick and stay for more videos to come, because you know we have many more bangers. Yeah.